Okay.
You know what you came here for. Sit back and tune in for EISHATAYLORE. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, EISHATAYLORE. So today's video is going to be all about my fur babies, Carter and Chanel. And so I've been getting a couple questions actually on Instagram. They do have their own Instagram. I'll put it on the screen and also in the description bar. But their videos have been taken off a little bit on there. And so some people have been asking me, which one do I prefer they get, which everyone's different. There's so many dog breeds out there, but which one do they prefer to get as a first puppy? And I thought that was a great question, and I figured I never did a pros and cons of both breeds. So Chanel is a Maltipoo plus a Bichon Frise, so she's a Maltese Poodle in a Bichon Frise, but I just say Maltipoo for heaven's sake because it's too much. And then Carter is a Yorkshire Terrier. Basically though, he's a Silky Terrier. They're very, very similar in characteristics, to be completely honest with you. But if you wanted me to say legally what he is, he's a Silky Terrier. But I just say Yorkie just for heaven's sake. So they're totally different, and let's just get into the characteristics, and I will tell you why one is probably better to get more than the other, and so on and so forth. So let's just get started. The pros for both of them, a Yorkie and a Maltipoo, is that they're super small, right? They're both under 10 pounds. I think they're both actually 8 or 9 pounds. So they're easy to travel with. They're easy to have in an apartment. They're easy to have in the house, and so on and so forth. You can board them in places easier. They can get grooming easier. It's smaller fee because they're small. So that's a pro for both of them. But because the Maltipoos have poodles in them, they can get a little big. So you just gotta make sure that when you're buying a Maltipoo, ask for the size, and this goes for any dog actually, ask for the size of the parents to get a sense of what that dog will be, kinda. Both of them, Yorkies and Maltipoos, also have low shedding. They don't shed at all, as long as you keep both of their hair short. A Maltipoo, well, my Maltipoo, I will say, she has two different hair textures. She has her poodle side, and I will say she has a Maltese straight side too. I don't know. She's very different. That will be the con for her, is that her hair requires more maintenance. It tangles so much more. So you have to make sure that you're brushing your Maltipoo a lot more than a Yorkie. My Yorkie is a Silky Terrier, so his hair is very straight. It's very easy to detangle and comb, so it never really mats at all. But a Maltipoo, child, them bills can add up for a grooming because they mat very easily. So that's the con for a Maltipoo. A Maltipoo is a lot more friendlier than a Yorkie. A Yorkie has a small dog syndrome where they think they're bigger than anything else, and they are, well, terriers. That's what they're called. They're Yorkshire Terrier, Silky Terrier, because they terrorize, kinda. No lie. So a Maltipoo is a lot friendlier. They're both lap dogs, which means they will just sit on your lap and just stay there, but she's a lot more friendlier and calm in that sense. So if you want a dog that's more calm, doesn't jump around as much or as frigid, a Maltipoo is for you. Both dogs actually have separation anxiety, so if you leave them alone for too long, they will absolutely hate it. But a Maltipoo is even worse than a Yorkie. If I leave my Maltipoo Chanel for too long, she will bawl her eyes out, for heaven's sake. She does not like it. So if you have a job or whatever living situation you have, and you're not home for long periods of time, so don't get a Maltipoo. It doesn't make sense. They have separation anxiety for sure. Yorkies, they have that in the beginning, and then after a while they don't care about you. So you can leave a Yorkie home, they're not gonna have that much of a separation anxiety, but Maltipoos definitely do. Maltipoos is also very sensitive. So me and Bay always make this joke that if we like offend her or something, like if we say go to bed or something, she's very sassy and she gets offended very, very easily. She will give you that look like and then pout. Like literally, they're very sensitive, so you have to be careful how you train them, your tone when you're talking to them. That being said, because they're very sensitive, they don't deal with chaos. So if you move a lot, if you travel a lot, stuff like that, they're not gonna like that. They like to just be in one spot, just chilling, comfortable, and have a sense of familiarity. So if you live in a chaotic type of lifestyle, don't get a Maltipoo. So a pro for both Yorkies and Maltipoos, and I think small dogs in general, is that they don't require that much exercise, I will say. Especially a Yorkie. They have shorter legs, so they don't have to run around as much. Just 15 minutes a day is usually fine. Him going up and down the stairs in the house is totally fine too. So that's another pro, is that if you live in an apartment or something, they don't have to require that much exercise as opposed to a bigger dog. Both Maltipoos and Yorkies come in different colors, so this is something to keep in mind. Carter, he changed colors. He was first black and brown, and then he's now a silver, gray, tan looking thing. So he changed colors, and Chanel is black and white, but I know Maltipoos come in brown, red, black, white, and I think a caramel color if I'm not mistaken. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're looking for a certain color in your dog, they do either can change color or come in different colors. I kind of said the pros for Yorkies is that they're small, can travel, they don't shed as much, so their coat doesn't require much maintenance. The blogs say they can be a friendly breed. It depends on your Yorkie. Mine's not friendly at all. He's actually very rude, and that has nothing to do with training. He just thinks he's bigger than anyone else. Yorkies bark a lot. That's what they're known for, terriers, again, like I said. So they bark a lot. So if you live in an apartment or have neighbors or something, a Yorkie is probably not recommended because they do bark a lot. Maltipoos don't bark as much, at least mine doesn't, so that's something to keep in mind as well. So the cons of having a Yorkie is that they don't like anyone else but themselves. They're very self-centered. I've never seen Carter with another Yorkie, so I don't know how he is with the same breed, but he does not like any other breed. Any other dogs he's with, he does not like them. If you want to have more than one dog and you have a Yorkie, you want to get a Yorkie, you're probably going to have to get another Yorkie because they don't like any other dogs. Chanel and Carter just coexist. He just can't stand her, and he's just going to have to get over it because she's not going anywhere. So yes, that's just something to keep in mind. Yorkies take longer to house train than Maltipoos. The fortunate thing with Chanel is that she already came. I think she was 2 months old. She already was potty trained. Puppy pad trained, I should say. But Carter took a very long time. He's still actually yeah, so he takes a very long time. So Yorkies need more patience, need more training than a Maltipoo does. Both Maltipoos and Yorkies don't make a good guard dog. So if you're looking for a guard dog in them, they're not it. It's not just because they're small, it's just because it's just not their nature, I would say. I will say though, my Carter, he does like guard the house in the sense of like he knows what's happening in the house, which is just him, and I think it's him being a boy and protecting me. But don't look for them to be guard dogs. That's not what they do. They do say that Yorkies tend to have more health issues, like teeth issues, leg issues, like I mentioned before, because they have shorter legs and stuff. So just keep that in mind. Every breed tends to have a health issue. So if that's not something that you want to deal with in the long haul, or like you don't plan on getting them insurance or something, either don't get a dog or just keep that in mind when you have a specific breed. I don't know what Maltipoos tend to have issues with, but like I said, Yorkies is their teeth and their legs. So which one do I recommend you have for a first dog if you was to choose between a Yorkie and a Maltipoo? I would say a Maltipoo for the first dog, just because a Yorkie, he was difficult, at least for me. He was difficult to have. I didn't know how difficult he was until I got Chanel. And again, he was harder to train. He was harder to keep quiet in an apartment. He had a lot of energy to begin with, but again, that could just because he was a boy. He didn't take to pain very well. So when he got neutered, he just didn't take that well, stuff like that. So when I got Chanel, she's a lot calmer. Like, she's literally on the floor right now, right in front of me, just sleeping. She is friendlier. She's definitely a lap dog. If she sits on you, she's there for life. Although her grooming is a lot more than Carter's, I will say a Maltipoo is probably best to have as a first dog, just because it's an easier transition. They house train easier. The one thing I will say, and I'm not gonna tie this to the breed, it could be my dog, is she don't listen. She don't listen. She's very sassy. And if she goes outside right now, I might lose her, because if I tell her to come, she doesn't come. So I don't know if that's a Maltipoo thing. If you have a Maltipoo and you're watching and that's a characteristic, let me know in the comments below, because I don't know. I don't want to stereotype these dogs, but like I said, I recommend you getting a Maltipoo or a Maltese first dog, and then if you really like a Yorkie, Yorkshire Terrier, Silky Terrier, get that second child, because Carter was a handful. So If you found this video helpful, let me know by liking it, and also comment down below if you are thinking about getting a dog, have a Maltipoo, Yorkie. Let me know in the comments below. I love meeting fellow dog owners. We have a little community. Like I said, follow their Instagram, and also they have other videos on here. I show how I groom them, how I maintain just a daily life in my dogs. They have a dog fashion show on here. I have tons of videos with them, so go ahead and check them out, and I will most definitely catch you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe and all that good stuff. So peace.